Hello, this is Deirdre from deirdremaguire.com, and today in my video I want to talk about mistakes. If you're like me, I'm sure you have made some mistakes in your life. I actually thought up until recently that I had made a lot of mistakes in my life. I was thinking about it today. Currently my life's very busy with trains and boats and planes. I do a lot of travelling, and I've actually missed, in the last year, I've missed 2 planes. I've even been at the airport and saw the plane, got distracted, and they wouldn't let me on the plane. And there's the plane sitting, and I missed the plane, and I was in the airport. Like, how big a mistake is that? And so what did I do in that moment? Well, now thankfully I can tap. It was a big challenge, but I did. So the key about this work is, in that moment when something like that happens that you don't want to happen, or that's not in your control. Now that was kind of in my control, but say something happens, an event occurs in your life that's not in your control, and it's not the way you like it. So you think, this is a mistake, or I made a mistake. So what if I could challenge you to believe that there are no mistakes? So what if you believed there are actually no mistakes? That everything is for a reason, that everything is taking you to the next step to get you to where you want to be? How would your life be different if you operated from that belief system, that viewpoint? Okay, so we go to the airport, we miss the flight, and instead of thinking, you stupid so-and-so, you ridiculous woman, my God, you're trying to teach people how to live their lives and you can't even get yourself organised to be on a plane. You're actually at the airport and you still manage to miss a plane. So what if in that moment, instead of saying those kind of things to yourself, that you could say, well, I mustn't be supposed to be on the plane. It's not a mistake. There must be something else going to happen. Because that truly is the way I truly believe life really is. From all the mistakes I've made in my life, I've now come to see that when I reflect back, everything has a synchronicity. Now, some of the things I would rather, I didn't want my wee dog to die, but it was time for my dog to go. I didn't want my father to die, but when he died, look at how my life has changed. You're actually watching this because my father died. Because if he hadn't died, then I wouldn't have done what I did, and so it goes on. So there is a synchronicity to life. And when you start to act from there, then your life gets calmer. It gets easier. And this has been my personal experience, that every single step brings you closer to that innate wisdom that's inside you. And I am getting closer and closer to it every day. I have more days of it. I have more extended periods of peaceful feelings, happiness, excitement to be alive. I have never been happier in my life. I can say that I am excited to be alive. This is an amazing place. I never felt like that. Life was to be endured, or at worst endured, and sometimes totally not worth it, not even worth living. So here's the challenge. What if, you can look back on your life and reframe how you hold it so that there are no mistakes, and B, start to live now from that standpoint that there are no mistakes. If the train comes late and you miss it, you're not supposed to be on it. There's always the story in the Titanic, the famous Titanic ship, where the 2 Irish guys who went to the bar and got drunk and they missed the boat. So was that a mistake? Would you say, if you had met them that day and they were drinking, you'd have said, you should be on the boat, get on the boat, you're going to miss your boat? Well, it wasn't a mistake. Okay, and what about the people who did get on the Titanic? Was that a mistake? Or was that just the synchronicities of life? Because we do come into life and we are going to leave life. So let's enjoy the moment, right here, right now. There are no mistakes, only lessons. If something happens that you don't like, if you married the wrong person, if you went to the wrong school, if you failed those exams, if you blah, 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 fill in the blank, whatever it is for you, that if you actually thought, no, that wasn't a mistake, that was just something that gave me another lesson, then what would you learn from it? And how has that enhanced your life? And how can you be at peace with it in the present moment? The challenge is to be at peace. I'm not saying it's easy, but I am saying it's absolutely worth it. Do your work, reframe how you hold things, start operating from the belief there are no mistakes. It's all exactly as it's supposed to be. And when you start living from there, the quality of your life increases 100-fold. I could go on here all day. Beautiful. I'm sitting here. I'm in London in a friend's beautiful garden. Isn't it gorgeous? Let's look at that gorgeous garden. I have good friends all over the world. I have a blessed life. And every single step brought me to today. Do your work. Reframe your life. Take the challenges. Let go of the rest. Stop beating yourself up. Be nice to you. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.